guys, Lori here. I'm back to do my November TBR, and I always choose a lot of books, and then we don't know what I wind up reading. But I did start right now Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This book I might wind up finishing before November, but I did wind up putting it in this video, and if I'll definitely do a wrap for even November, even if I finish it beforehand. But this is the book that I am currently reading. I just started it today. The books for the Why Time Warp YA Book Club, the link is in the description box, I think it's gonna be Mirage, which they're still voting, but that seems the book that has the most votes. And this actually got a lot of love. I know that it's about a girl. She winds up being kidnapped, and because she winds up looking exactly like a princess, she winds up being like the doppelganger. Sounded to me like Diabolic, a little bit like it. But I'm actually really excited. I've heard really good things about it. This book is super short too. This book is like literally not even 300 pages, so maybe I can wind up finishing this sooner rather than later. What I'm gonna start doing, I think, with my Time Warp YA Book Club books is I think I'm just gonna read them in one fell swoop, because I've been getting so like twisty-turny with the plot stuff. So, and this book is really short, so I actually might wind up reading this directly after Little White Lies. So this actually might be my next read. Another book that I got that I really want to read is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha and Ning. This book was signed to me, and I heard someone say it was like Arabian Nights. In my land, we're known as the paper girls, easily torn, existing for others to use and discard. But there's something they're all forgotten about paper. It can light the world on fire and make it burn. This book sounds so awesome. I got it at New York BEA or BookCon. I think I actually met her, and it was awesome. So I'm really excited to read this. And it's another pretty short book. It's like 350 pages. I've been reading really big books, so shorter books hopefully will work a little better. But I'm really excited to read this. I also got A Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy out of my library. This is Felicity's story. I was so sad to miss her book signing, but I'm really happy that I get to read it. This book is definitely on the longer side, but I'm sure I will fly through it. I flew through A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and I hope that this is the same. I actually had really good luck with thrillers last month. I'm reading another one, Little White Lies, but I'm also hopefully going to read Sadie by Courtney Summers. A lot of girls on the podcast I listen to have been reading this, and they've loved it. And it's basically a mix of like a physical story, but then also like there's a summary of like a podcast episode, which I've never read a book like that, but I'm really intrigued by it, and I love listening to podcasts. I'm actually looking for some new ones to listen to, so if you listen to podcasts and have any recommendations, tell me in the comments. But this one is definitely, say, how it deals with harder issues. I know that it starts off with her sister being murdered, and she's out to exact revenge. And I know that deals with a lot of harder issues, but I'm really excited and hope that I enjoy it. This last book, not the last book. The next book is a book that I really desperately wanted at BEA, and I did wind up getting. It's Life Between Worlds. It's about two sisters who end up going to a fantasy world, and they're kind of dealing with the after effects when they come back. It sounds so interesting. Like, I'm so intrigued by it. And I know that I read one recently. I read Broken Things by Lauren Oliver. That's definitely not fantasy, but it had elements of it. So I really hope that I like it. Again, this is kind of on the shorter side too, so hopefully with all these shorter books, I'll wind up reading them in a quicker fashion. The next book is The Last Life of Prince Alistair by Alexandra Bracken. I really wanted to read this in the fall. It doesn't come out till February, so I definitely hope to tackle this first. I really loved book one. I thought book one ended on such a cliffhanger that I like threw my book across the room. But yeah, I really am excited to read this. She signed this as well to me. And I got to meet her a lot of times over the course of the last couple of years, but I'm really excited to read this and hopefully that I like it. One of my highlight picks from BEA, BookCon, I'm gonna keep getting them mixed up, convention that I went to was Slayer by Kirsten White, which is set in the Buffyverse. I'm really excited for this one. If I don't like this, I'm gonna be so sad. But it does have twins, and I kind of love twins, so hopefully I like it. This does not come out until January, but I really want to read it. So hopefully I find success. And I enjoy it. This book series keeps getting longer. It just keeps getting longer. So I want to read book 1, and I do have an arc of book 2. So hopefully if I like this, again, this one's kind of short too. So hopefully if I really wind up reading shorter books, I can just read them at a quicker pace. I still need to make that train book pile for you guys. I will do it hopefully next week. But this is another adventure novel, middle grade. And yeah, it just sounds cute. And to try to go around my thing and try to read more contemporary books, I am reading Comics Will Break Your Heart by Faith Erin Hicks. This does not come out till February. It kind of has fangirl vibes. It's about this girl, and her family is the co-creator of a smash hit series, Tomorrow People. But when after they sold that company, or they sold the rights, they kind of lost something with I'm not really sure, but it does sound super. I really liked Fangirl and Geekerella, so hopefully this is similar. And I will definitely let you guys know my thoughts when I read it. This book, I have a lot of books I want to read this month. I guess I better get reading. And then I also want to read The Revenge of Magic by James Riley. This is another middle grade book, but it's just about it's when magic returns to the real world, only children can unlock the dangerous power to this thrilling new series. And this does not come out until March. But it sounds so interesting, so hopefully I like it. And the last book is one of the most exciting books. That is Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. I did wind up reading Renegades last year, and I have an arc on my shelf. This might be a book I read pretty quickly, just because I don't want to be spoiled. But yeah, I'm really excited for this book as well. So yeah, I have a very impressive TBR. will be really excited to see what I wound up reading. But I just wanted to put this out for you so you guys would have an idea of what I hope to read this month. And I will talk to you guys later.